For 20 years, Sikla UK has been walking the extra mile and living the dream. Since opening in 2003, we have overcome many milestones, created memories, and developed an incredible team. Together, these elements have made Sikla UK the company you see today. But how did the story of Sikla UK begin? Our story starts back in August 1994 with a newspaper advert. But why is this newspaper so important?
It was a newspaper advert, to be honest with you. And if I wouldn't have happened to buy the newspaper on that morning, because that wasn't really something that I did every weekend, it would never have happened.
Many Sikla branches happen from an existing business or a major project starting in a new country with the intention to continue the Sikla legacy. For Sikla UK, this has been no different.
I used to work in Germany in the sales department. I went to my boss and I said, hey, look, I would like to work internationally. And this coincided with Sikla having the first project in the UK, which was the Tech McLaren Formula One factory in Woking. The UK was the only country where no one really showed interest in developing anything that could become a legacy of the project. And a couple of years later, I tabled the proposal to the family to set up a business, and here we are, 20 years later.
With approval from the Klaus family, Sikla UK became a registered company on the 15th May 2003 and set out to find a place to call home. It was suggested we should set up in Milton Keynes due to its great connections with London and the North. Soon after setting up, Harry welcomed Sikla UK's second longest serving employee.
Dealing with Harry and Rolf, it gave me an opportunity to grow and learn from people that had seemed to be more advanced than the UK market. It's German, it's better technologies, it's better fastening systems. It seemed a little bit more futuristic in terms of construction projects. And that's really what I wanted to get into, and that's where it all began. So early days, let's say 4th of October 2004, I got into a little black Fiat Panda and I drove 54 miles to work, and I was there before 8. Monday to Friday, travelling in a Fiat Panda to Milton Keynes. Not Fiat Panda, Fiat Punto.
In Wolverton, we had a tiny yet functional warehouse, which was 1/5 of the size we have now.
There was 5 of us when I started, just me in the warehouse, yeah. I could have stayed where I was. Something appealed. Didn't know anything what Sikla do, but it was a small companies. I thought, why not?
When opening the business in 2003, Unistrut was already playing a big part in the UK market. We experienced a lot of the unknown.
We traded initially just with one or two accounts, and the future always looked gloomy to me, and this is actually where the order dance comes from. We used to do the order dance, and sometimes we still do, so the order comes in and we're all dancing, because it was such an extraordinary event.
When Seaframo launched in 2007, it initially didn't take off, but by 2008, customers started placing Seaframo orders, meaning we needed a bigger warehouse. In 2010, we started trading from Unit 3, Newmarket Court, where we have been based ever since. Here, we have continued to flourish by taking on larger projects, expanding into new territories, and growing a strong team who are at the core of our business. Whether it's a profound memory or what they enjoy most about their jobs, let's hear what our team have to say about Sikla UK.
Such a diverse team from all backgrounds, all countries near enough, and it's great to see so many women in supply chain, engineering and leadership.
There's always lots of laughter in the Sikla office, but the one thing that sticks in my mind is back in 2017 we went to Sikla Germany's 50th anniversary party, and we organised a 3-day trip for all our colleagues and partners, and it was an amazing weekend.
Just a general spirit around, working with all the colleagues, and that it's always a good atmosphere. It's a very nice environment to work in as well, and we've got the new offices here, which is again, it's a brilliant office to work from.
I think we've grown a really great team, and the communication in between us is so good. Even a lot of people working from home, you can actually tell that they are so far away. You feel them close all the time, and I think that's something that I'm really proud.
What do I enjoy the most? It's never boring. Never boring. Every day is something.
I came across Sikla probably 20 years ago the first time, and then in that time I realised how big they've got as a company. However, as a global company that they are now, and a very good sized company with such a reasonable turnover, you know, they've not lost their family owned identity, which for me personally, I like that.
I think the most memorable moment will be always interview with Harry. Harry said to me, yeah, I will get back to you in a few days. And I said, I really like the place. I would be happy to work here, but I need to know the answer now.
You got to mention the snowman. Can't remember what year that was. But we couldn't do anything else. No lorries were getting through, so yeah.
4 or 5 years ago, there was this huge Sikla party. It was the Sikla's 50th anniversary, and everyone went to Germany and joined the main company. So it was really fun to meet everyone and see everyone in person, and I think people had lots of fun, and it just was nice to do like a work trip that wasn't a work trip.
And I was looking for my first job in the country, so I was in the MK job show in September, and that's where I found Sikla. I met there Lina Fuchs and Marek Vargapal, and we had a great chat about the company. And I left the job show at that time with some other interesting prospects as well, but Sikla gave me great impressions right away.
Last summer I did a charity bike ride from Leighton Buzzard, just outside Milton Keynes, all the way to Paris, and Sikla sponsored me half whatever rose.
I worked here as a contractor for what was expected to be a short amount of time. And that short amount of time extended to end up being about 6 months as a contractor. But at the end of that, Harry offered me a full-time role, which I gladly accepted. I had never worked with waste-to-energy projects, and so I went away with my colleague to do a site visit and some installation training in Norway on one of the energy from waste sites, which was really good because I got to see the site, which I think is important as an engineer.
It's easy to talk to people at whatever level of management that they're at and ask the questions that you need to do your job well.
The one thing that I enjoy most about my role is the team that I work with, because everybody is so nice and friendly.
Being able to take something like Whiskey Wednesday to another country and get everybody involved.
That it feels definitely like a family. You can go to anybody within the business and you haven't got to worry really. Like, it doesn't matter who your job title is. Probably once upon a time probably be very scared of Harry because he's managing director, he's got that role, but he's the most approachable person that I've probably met.
I mean, I think the way we've managed to integrate the engineering team already, and I think we've managed to all kind of establish our roles pretty quickly.
Over the 20 years, we have seen Sikla UK grow, first setting up offices in Canning Vale, Australia, and Belfast, which is run by branch manager Chris, who for the first year was based on his own in a tiny cabin at the back of the warehouse. Despite being nearly 300 miles away from Milton Keynes, Belfast has had the occasional visitors drop by. The most significant visit came in November 2021 for the Christmas party, which, said by many members, has been their fondest memory.
And that's actually for for a number of reasons. Number one, I felt for the first time that the team is something that you could call a finished product. Everyone went along very well, and we all had these discussions during COVID with Patricia and Nigel, Ellen, that for the first time it actually felt that people really sort of link with one another, and it could work like this. Everyone seemed to really enjoy it that night. Because we had COVID, no one could go out celebrating anyway, and that's actually my fondest memory.
Sikla UK's future is looking bright as we expand our Milton Keynes office. By the end of 2023, we'll open our new office, a short walk from Unit 3 to Unit 4, Newmarket Court.
Thinking forward, like our products, very innovative, you know, so then maybe have some robots running around, and who knows?
We just have the new premises now to be set up, which is a massive thing to think about in terms of thinking of what it represents. So if you're having more space, more resources, what is it that it can trigger that in terms of business as well?
What is Sikla UK proud of?
I mean, generally being proud what we have achieved all together over the years. Looking back, 2003 in our basement, basically. I really like that we have this celebration. That 20 years is a number. Yeah, and I've seen it, and I've seen it growing, and it grows further.
I'm proud of Sikla UK. Just watching it grow from 3 to where it is now. It's been an amazing time.
I think probably the biggest thing is being able to pull off all these projects that we've done with such a small team over the years, not just the power stations, all the stuff we've done before.
I'm not sure what I'm proud of, simply because there are so many things to be proud of. But if there's one thing that I would single out, then it's simply that so many people said at the beginning, not directly into my face, but I heard it from colleagues at exhibitions, etc., that they were really surprised that Sikla came to the UK at all, and they believe there is no place for us in this country. One guy who really had strong opinions about it, apparently with hindsight, was Mike Mearns from MEF. And he told me some 10 years ago that he was wrong. He said, Harry, I thought when you set up here there's no place for Sikla in the UK, and I was wrong. And that's actually what I'm proud of, to have proven to people that there is a place for Sikla in the UK, and that we can even grow at that level where we are at the moment.
What will the next 20 years bring? Who will walk through our doors? Let's hope together we embrace the Sikla spirit and keep living the dream to walk the extra mile.